Thanks for joining. This is the beginning of the show where it's just me and the people watching the replay. The chat guests have not arrived yet. So you and I get to spend a little private time together. Which of course means I'm just talking to myself in the middle of the air here. But presuming that there are people coming to watch the show, then this message is for you. Thank you for taking the time to join me here. And a lot of times the show is just wild because you're getting different people from different areas. Some of them are our people, meaning part of the dissident right, and they know what's what, all that stuff. And then I get, what do you call them, new subscribers, like every day, literally every day. And it's pretty cool. It's a good thing, right? But a lot of those folks are not plugged into what we know, what we do. And I find it kind of interesting how they're just like listening in while the rest of us have conversations about like politics and white identity issues and all that demographic stuff, this and that. And I think it's good. It's neat to see just sort of normies stumble upon this information, and it's good for them, All right, we got our first guest here, Mr. Oliver Reno. Caught you early, Don. Can't stay, though. Enjoy yourself. Well, thanks for popping in and saying hello. You are my favorite person from Zimbabwe. Am I right? Zimbabwe? I should ask you sometime, like if I were to visit South Africa, what would what would be like the recommendations about what to do, what not to do, where to go, where not to go, Ali's Goed Danke. Hey, Splattercat. Okay, well, I'll have to look those locations up, I guess. Getting down with some inking. I drew a new page today in pencil. I'll pull that out a little bit later. And of course, commercials. There you go. So let's Kruger National Park. All right, Kruger National Park. Are there like lions and elephants and stuff there, or what's the dealio? Timbavati Reserve, the most beautiful place on the planet. Wow, I sort of believe you. I've traveled a bit in Asia and seen some like mind-blowingly beautiful places. Like just truly, truly stunning places. But of course, Africa I think is kind of famous for that stuff too, right? I can't think of one of the very few places in the world where you can see the big five, white and black rhino. God's land. Marvelous. I got it. I mean, you can discuss this with me or what, but I don't know. I feel like it's not really tenable for like, how do I put this? I feel like I want all the South Africans to move to America I mean, yes, it is selfish. I know I'm a selfish bastard. Okay, let's just be honest about that. I want as many white South Africans in America as I can get, as many as we can fit in here. And of course, I know they don't want to leave the country that they built and all that. But the question I'm raising is it really tenable? Like, I mean, do you know what I mean? Like, is it really possible to have a country, a white country in the continent of Africa? Because you've got, untold numbers of Africans that can just swamp into the country at any time, unless you build some kind of like Great Wall of China shit. You know what I'm saying? How could it ever get better? How could it ever work? You know? And I'm not taking anything away or trying to sort of threaten, anyone in white South Africans or whatever. I respect, them, their land, their country, da da da. But you must understand what I'm saying, though, right? I mean, doesn't it make sense? Afrikaners are a blood and soil people. They don't want to leave. It's possible to have a white state. It's just that there's a lack of political and social will to do so. That's like the fucking for everywhere, right? I mean, that's not just South Africa. That's literally like everywhere. We this to me is the biggest project of them all, is to get whites to collectivize on race. And our parasite friends know very well how, that works, and want to do everything they can to stop that. Certainly they're masters at it. But I don't know, man. I guess it's just like I have to just pretty much accept what you're saying, and kind of realize the truth of it. That's all I gotta say. So it requires money, connections, social movements. It's happening, but very slowly. So I've got some news to share with everyone when like the regulars come and stuff. But I don't know if you're gonna be here. So I'll just tell you that I'm setting up appointments to meet slash talk with people who are in the local ethnic clubs and discuss a project that I'm trying to develop. I'm in more of a like a research gathering mode, not we're not like there yet kind of thing. And part of the research, frankly, is just seeing like what's the tone of this, like are these people ready for it, in a sense, if you know what I mean. Like I mean, they're already ethnically awake, if you will. And I mean, I'm not going full throttle in terms of like saying like that we're making some sort of a white movement or something. That's not what this is. It's more, it's kind of more culture friendly, community friendly, that kind of a thing. Konebi is here. Do you get paid for this or hobby? So I get paid. This particular story is my own, and I wouldn't call it a hobby. I've been a freelance artist for frickin' 20 years or so. I mean, I don't want to tell you how old I am. And what it is you're just selling your skills to somebody else. They pay for you to do stuff, and you do it and you get money. And it's better than digging ditches or flipping hamburgers. But you're an artist and you have your own ideas, your own stories, your own projects, and you get sick of like selling out to get money from other people. Now, I'm in a space right now where I need money, so I am taking commissions to help me through a situation that I'm in. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing or blah, blah, blah. So, what I have finally figured out, however, though, is that what I have done, I need to publish, like physically publish and sell it and get it out there so that one, I can start making money from it, but to use that as a kind of springboard to get people to see what is it that I'm doing and to get on board with what I'm doing, and be like, wow, let's go check out his show and join his Substack and, be a part of this thing. It's a cool thing what I'm doing. So I hope that answers your question. I'm sometimes I give these like super long-winded answers. That's because I'm a total jerk. Splattercat can tell you, not Donald Kent. Complete jerk. Anyway, so outrageous. So there it is, and there you go, and now you know. All right, my regrets. I can't remain. Happy drawing. Take care, brother. Love ya. I think you're 43. Wow, what a fascinating thing to say. What makes you think I'm 43? That's quite interesting to me, like, just based on my voice alone. It's probably, I don't talk like I'm 20 or 12 or whatever. Obviously, I don't like skibbity or whatever they say these days. I'm still saying like totes my goats and shit like that. It's like cray cray. I think that's probably pretty cringe to say stuff like that. I guess. Like I said, I'm a bad person. What do we got here? Juan Yaso is here using a Bic pen. What is? No. This is not. Well, the brand is Bic, but I can't show you. It's a marker for illustration. It's just a brand. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the pen you use for writing notes in school. No Fudenosuke pen today. Oh my God, yeah, of course I will. So that's a really good question, Juan. Check this out. So here you got your brush, and here you have your marker. Okay, I hope you can see it, but anyway, the marker I use for architecture, for hard physical objects. I use the brush for people, organic things, trees, grass, hair. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this is like if I'm drawing the background here with the doors and the windows and shit, I'm gonna use a hard marker, which has just a very graphic, mechanical line. But for all things organic, you always use a brush. To me, what's extremely important in comics is that the lines are alive, that they have life in them, and I'll show you what I mean. So, I think you've seen my work to some extent. The lines have to have some bounce in them, some kind of, you know, I don't know, energy, basically. Hold on a sec. So, here's a good example. So here you've got this kind of like portal architectural thingy in the background, and computers and shit like that, right? But then you have people, and the people and the monsters are all done with brush, because they have texture and they bounce. So like the lines get thick and thin and thick and thin. They can be scratchy. They can be wet. You can stipple with dots. You can go very light. You can go real heavy. There's a lot you can do like that. The brush works a little heavy around this guy. He's yelling and kind of go, I got a bang to him. So there's different uses of these tools. They right tool for the right job, if that makes sense. I hope that helps. Anyway, let's talk with my friends here. I'm gonna check out the chat a bit. Have a great night. That would rock. Tommy John's here. Hey, Tommy boy, good to have you with us. Using Big Pen, it's the dulcet tones on Donald Kent. They exude experience. Ooh, hello, ladies. So, sorry. I hate when it leaks. The marker, yeah, got it. Big for materials, brush for gray. Sorry, I overdid it. How you draw the line so thin? Well, this is very thin, but with a brush though, like I'll try to give you a little demonstration. Hang tight for a second here. So I'm gonna zoom in. That's about as much as I can zoom in on this guy. So watch this. So heavy. Oh, of course this brush is dry. Damn it, I gotta get another one. Hi, Zoe. So let's just look at that line, okay? It's heavy, light, and then it doesn't even touch. And then it's real heavy and very light, and then it doesn't touch. Okay, so why is that? This is the true heart of inking, comic book inking. So the lines, that's what I mean by bouncy. Like they go up and down and up and down, like heavy light, bouncy. Alive, not sterile. Like these lines are sterile. They have no life because this is an object, right? And this is a person. So the lines have to be filled with life and energy, and you have to love the line. You know what I'm saying? So nice, real nice. How long have you been making this comic? Well, from the time I started writing it to what I'm doing now, it's going on like 2 years, but that's only because you guys have no idea the shit that I got going on in my life. I got a lot of problems, and I've been through a lot of traumas and tragedies and shit. I don't want to like bring you down and drag you through all that shit tonight. I'm not in the mood to talk about it, but like, oh, and then also I did have freelance jobs, so I could actually show you another comic book that's a freelance job. Maybe take a minute to pause what I'm doing here and show you like, now the other book I'm not as excited about as this because it's not my book. They're not my characters. I designed them, like the author, the writer, he would say like, okay, I want a character that looks like this. This is the name of the character. This is the design concept. See what you can come up with, And then I would imagine it and design it, and he'd be like, wow, that's freaking awesome, So they're, in a sense, my, like 50% my characters in the sense that I did design them. But they're not my concepts. Do you understand? So like Spider-Man was Stan Lee's concept. But he's not an artist, so he had Steve Ditko draw or design Spider-Man, what the look of it is, Hold on, I gotta turn this commercial off. Shut up. Anyway, oh, I like this song. So I might take a second to pause. I want to finish this verse, so give me a minute. I'm into this, man. And like, since these are my characters that I designed and wrote, you really develop a relationship with the characters. Like of course, they're fictional, but you you kind of know them. You experience things through them in a sense, and you want people to feel their feelings and experience what they experience. You know what I'm saying? So you put your heart into it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like an actor. Like I did a lot of research on Lewis Pullman, the actor Lewis Pullman, who's playing the Sentry in Thunderbolts, Marvel's Thunderbolts. And I was so happy to find out that like he really deeply cares about the character. There's a lot of actors that don't give a shit. They never read comics. They think comics are stupid, and they're just doing it for money. And like the guy who plays Hawkeye in the Avengers, like what a for starters, like that guy's butt ugly. Like why the fuck would you hire him for any role? Like the dude is just hard to even look at, you know. But I think he's like the son of some famous actor, and so ooh, automatically now he's an actor, you know. Whatever. Actually, ironically, so is Lewis Pullman. He's the son of Bill Pullman, the actor. Only the difference is that Lewis Pullman is a damn fine actor. But there's something about the Sentry character. At first, he was like, okay, wow, this is new. I'll check it out and this and that. And then when he got into the history of the character, the identity, the core of the character, he just was like, holy shit, I really, really, really love this character. I need to play this character. Like, what do I have to do to get this role? Like, I wouldn't want to play any other Marvel character. This is my guy, you know? That's pretty damn cool, you know? So you kind of have to feel like that with all of your comic book characters when you create them. Like right now, this is who I am, you know? This is who I am. This this is who I am right now, you know, as I draw it. It's quite a cool experience in a way to like feel these things in a way. It's really unique. Anyway, I gotta turn the music down a tiny bit. Hang on a second. Okay, let's get into some chat and see what's shaking here. Real nice. How long? How did you get your start? He is a D-bag. Who's? Oh, yeah, I know. You look like that character. I don't look like that character. I did look kind of like that in college. I didn't have a mustache like that. I never had one of these like Harley Davidson biker mustaches. I'm a beard guy. I have like a really. To be honest with you, I'm gonna give you a little secret. Hold on a second. The old man in the story, and my beard when it's long looks exactly like that guy's beard. I'm not that old, but like I'm trying to find a fucking just one damn picture, in hundreds of pages. I can't find anything. Oh, shit. It's not great. Anyway, maybe later. Or wait a sec. Hold on. Does anybody really give a shit what my beard looks like? I don't know. Does that matter? Anyway, whatever. Maybe another day. So let's move on. Datrato is here. Hello, Datrato. That's a cool name. I'm gonna use something. Oh, that's cute. Okay. Fu Manchu mustache. Did you ever watch any Fu Manchu movies before? Like, I remember as a kid I saw a couple, and that kind of flipped me out a little bit. I was like, anyway. Hippocratic Oath is here, my good man. All right. Emma Chigiri Love is here. How long was I gone for? Wow, that's a tricky question. I can't say that I know. But welcome back. So Emma, what's your deal? Are you into comics? Are you an artist? How did you find this show? Lord Commander of the Realm is back. Yes, woo! Hola, Menyo. All right, I guess that's maybe Spanish. Anyway, let's get down with some cool comic book art here. Yes, sir, Bob. You're ready to rock. How's it going, Hippocratic Oath? The most intelligent oaf that I know. Okay, good. Stop the commercials in a second here. Hold on a sec. Let's see. Hi, I looked away for 2 seconds. How? I have no idea what you're talking about. Scroger's here. Welcome, big guy. Oh, aliens and Chinese flag. What a fascinating combination. I got a lot to say about aliens. I'm always getting like alien channels in my algorithm and stuff. And there was one. I took a screenshot of it. I'll put it in the group chat so you guys can see it. It's pretty freaking like holy shit kind of. It's an amazing photograph of an alien inside like a sort of a UAP style orb type ship. So I mean, it's far away, so when they zoom in, it's fuzzy, but there's a very very clear picture of an alien in there, like a weird looking bug man, Oh God, there was another time I saw. It was actually video footage of what was very clearly an alien underwater, and it you could kind of sense that the alien was doing one of those things where it's like, if I don't move, no one will see me type thing, and he was just kind of holding still under the, how do I say, like the refraction of the water. It wasn't, like you could see what you could make it out, but what a shocking image, though. What a shocking image that was. Yeah. La la la. Fun times. Oh God, I love this song. We gotta turn this up. All right, Yacht Rock is what the vibe is tonight, guys. What is your favorite comic? Oh, you asked it before, like, how did I get started? But you're asking, what is your favorite comic besides yours? I was a Marvel guy until the '90s. Now they've beaten a dead horse. So I'm a Marvel guy for sure. it's funny because I grew up down the street from a comic shop, and all the kids in the neighborhood just you had some money and you get some candy and some comics, and everybody would kind of share what they got. Oh, I got this, I got that. Oh, neat. Let me check that out. And you know, it's just freaking cool. It was super super cool. It was a neat kind of environment to grow up in. And sorry, I'm vibing. Um, and it's not like I don't like DC. I mean, I liked like the DC cartoons and all that stuff. But Marvel really, really resonated with me. X-Men and Avengers. But then there's like the miscellaneous weird book like Warlord or I don't know. I don't like there's just like a bunch of different ones out there. Yada yada. So, but yeah, then of course there was like the Comics Code sort of expired, and then like the whole mission with comics was to make them adult, which meant like sex and violence and vulgarity and just it it was like let's do this for the sake of doing it kind of. Oh, commercials. And some of it was good, but like a lot of it just kind of offended me and shit, and I just kind of, and that seemed to last for like a really long time, and then like everything started getting really woke. I think his name is Steinberg. This one like Jewish guy came in with the new Avengers or the Young Avengers, and then it was the first gay character, gay Hulk and gay Thor, and I'm like, like I just fucking hated it. I was like, why are you doing this? Like you're fucking ruining this world for us. Like nobody fucking wants this, you Jew bastard. Fuck off. Get the fuck out of here with your degenerate, disgusting shit. So no, and then I was like, oh, everybody had to like social. What's the what like what? When you cue each other, or signals each other, like all that virtue signaling, and then like everybody started fighting, and the community was falling apart, and and then it's been like that ever since. It's like comics used to be cool, and it used to be a fun, cool place to be with just lots of cool people and shit. And then the woke crowd got involved and it all went to fucking hell. So that's what it is, and now you know. Doo-doo-doo. I just wrote that song. Oh my god, it's gonna be a big, big hit. So I hope that kind of answers. I mean, I could talk about that for a long time, to be honest with you. Scroger says it was cool. ET was cool. Oh, sorry. I saw a lit triangle hovering over Almeida around 2005 when I lived there. It wasn't low. Something at night, but low enough to make out type shape, strange movement. Um, is that in Arizona? Where is that? New Mexico, Arizona? Because those are really huge hot spots for that kind of stuff. There's actually a really, really famous case of a certain, like, I forget, is it the Phoenix Lights? That's what it's called. The Phoenix Lights. And, like, I mean, the entire city of fucking Phoenix saw this gigantic triangle floating over the city for, I don't know, more than an hour or something. And it was, like, I don't know, at least the size of a football field or some shit. Anyway, it's one of those like really really famous cases. I'm gonna have to. This is the problem I have on every show is like finding music that doesn't have 10 million stupid commercials in it. So let me step aside for a sec and I'll grab a new song, new thing. Everybody's making money. Almost there, guys. Hang on. Hang on. Alright. Little dub techno. Dub techno. Alright, so I saw that I read that California. Oh. And Ross is here. Are you using a different pen today? So I'll give you the kind of the lowdown on the pens. Everybody asks about my pens. Every job has a different tool, right? So you have like pens that are like hair. Oh, I'm way too close. Hold on. Oh man, there's a ton of chat. I'm way behind. Oh God. Anyway, like these pens have like a hair thin type. I should be using that. I will be using this in a moment for certain types of things. I mean, I just don't know how to explain it. It's like you don't use a hammer on every single, you don't use a hammer to cut a piece of wood. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So like, I just have like a variety of different sized markers for architecture and inanimate objects like broken glass and streets and cars and shit. And then the brush is for organic things. So that's the dealio. I'm gonna try to fly through this chat and see if I saw nice fellow. Sorry for spelling. I was born there. Yeah, that sucks. I used to hassle the nerds. Antichrist Press Warehouse, downtown Oakland. Fascinating. Hope Sebi R is here. Hello, Mr. White. Hail our people. Oh, okay, that's not that much chat. Oh shit. Wow, we lost connection for a second. Are you there? Are you there? Ground control to Major Tom. Are you there? Hi. Okay, yeah, okay, we did lose. Well, I lost. Anyway, so yes, we're back. We're back. Shalom. Just FYI, there's some background noise that isn't normal here. Is it kind of like a crackly, popping, kind of like a interference sort of sound? I mean, I have some music on in the background, but Promethean Hills, good to have you here. Anti-White is amends with you. Yes, okay, there you go. To be honest with you, I have noticed that this show has some weird audio interference, and I will be damned if I can tell you what it is. I just seem to be plagued with this kind of shit. I just blame the FBI because, like, they won't come out and admit anything. So, oh no, we're not listening to your show. I could be wrong. Maybe I should give the feds a break. Give them a pass. You know what I'm saying? What state are you in? I am in the state of madness. Giving me an eargasm right now. Oh my god. I don't know if Okay, it's probably just white noise in the cell data. Yeah, if you guys have any advice on how to get that off or how to fix that, I would greatly appreciate that because it's not, on the playback, you can hear it, so it is there, but I have no slightest idea, and it's sort of a newish thing. I gotta get another marker for this. Hold on. I'm gonna break out the big guns for this one. Oh shit! This is when you know shit's getting serious. When you have like the granddaddy, the grand master of Chinese ink brushes. Holy Shavitskis. Now we're talking. OMG. It's a little wet, this one. A little bleedy, but does a nice job. Okay. Oh, it's crazy. All day I'm like, oh, I want to talk about this and that. And then when I get to the show, I totally blank out. I'm like, what the? There's just so much going on right now that's pretty fascinating. It seems like there's a paradigm shift of some kind. Do you guys feel it or am I delusional? I do sort of feel like there's a kind of a shift, like the whole, I don't know what you call it, like we need names for these different right-wing spectrums. You have like the Alex Jones spectrum, you've got the Nick Fuentes spectrum, then you've got the Joel Davis full-on National Socialist spectrum, and different people saying different things, and trying to make sense of it all. But like, it seems to me that I don't know what to call that, but sort of the Alex Jones spectrum is getting, I don't know, something they're starting to talk about Israel now. Of course, now that Trump fucking says something, okay, now we can talk about Israel. People are referring to Q. You remember Q? The Q-tards, the Q-tips. Anyway, they're talking about how, like, the very last of the Q comments or whatever the fuck they're called was like, we're saving Israel for last. And that's like the very last one. So I'm not a Q guy. Don't mistake me or whatever. But you do have to admit that it's kind of interesting. Now, is it a psyop though? Right? I believe it was Tuesday. Flash Gorgon in my chat group who made a really interesting point about how Jews seem to always be there to like control the narrative on any kind of tragedy that happens to white people. Like the guy that put together Shiloh Hendricks GoFundMe is Jewish, and then a couple days later he has an episode. I guess correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think he's riding like an Uber, and there's like a black woman in the car that like some shit goes down, and then he makes himself, well, whatever. I don't know. Maybe I should research that before I start talking about it. But somehow or other, he's like grifting off of like the white victimhood thing, even though Jews are not white. Um, it's a thing. I don't like how that's coming out. These are called speed lines. That's something you see a lot in manga and stuff. Hello, Bree. Welcome back. Let's check the chat a little bit. I'm on the white autismo spectrum. I can sense the shift too. Okay, let me get into this for a second here. Trump, I gotta get back. I hope to win. Wow, I missed a lot. You guys are flying. Maybe it's feedback, no joke, background noise is how I'm able to tell if you're still live and didn't freeze. Wow. Yeah. I hope it's not that bad. What the fuck can I do? I do have music on in the background. I don't know if that's, maybe I should turn it off, test it out. Kent, prayer request. I have a court hearing on Thursday about anti-white firing appeal. Wow. Well, listen, everybody in the chat, let's all make a prayer for anti-whiteism ends with you. Thursday. We're gonna keep you in our hearts and our prayers, brother. Okay. I know that's a scary thing to have to deal with. I'm sorry you're going through that. Please keep us like in the loop. Come back and share with us what you can. I mean, it's a legal situation, so I don't know what you can say. They called me Kraka. Trump brought in the first plane load of Afrikaners. I know I spoke about that earlier on the show. I'm really, really happy about that. There's a shift for Uncle A, black fatigue, and the J question. See, once again, ladies and gentlemen, Hippocratic O for the win. You just got like 200 points for that, bro. Thank you so much. The black fatigue thing is really cool. I mean, what a great meme, And I've been watching black vloggers or whatever you want to call them, TikTokers, whatever, and they're like, nah, man, it ain't black fatigue, it's nigga fatigue. Black folk feel it too. There's a difference between black people and niggas, see? And yo, man, we don't like it, man. We don't want to live. We don't live around this shit all our lives. You know what I'm talking about? And so that's what it is, like shit, man. So, I mean, black on black crime is obviously very, very well known. But what do you do? What do you do? Anyway, for as far as whites are concerned, the term black fatigue is extremely useful, very, very useful in our movement. So I'm really, really pleased about that. Das ist gut. Very, very good doll. Anyway, moving on with the party. What have we got here? We got a lot of drawing to do. Mr. White, I can sense the shift to we getting to advocate for our interests like other groups is getting mainstream. I'm happy to hear that. I'm on like that, man. Well, shadows in comics or shadows in like oil paint, because that's a totally different medium. So in comics, there's two things that indicate shadows. One is the inking, of course, and then the other one is when the digital colorist gets on and does his job. So with the digital colorist has a lot more impact on those things. So now there's different in comics and theater, film, whatever. Shadows are very like they're used for drama. Like look at the shadows on his face. He's that it's called underlit. It's where the light is coming up from underneath. And you can kind of see more of that here as well. It's funny. I was talking about the old man having like when my beard gets long, it looks like that. I don't look like him, but But anyway, it's my beard's kind of wavy. Some whatever. So I mean, you just be true to the light source. You know what I'm saying? But like, since I know that the colorist is going to handle that, I am using shadows more for drama. There's other cases where like his suit is black. It's like a black leather. So then it becomes an issue of where do you put the highlights? Where does that come in? So there's a lot to talk about here. Um, yeah, it's not really an easy thing to do, and it's not. It's even harder to talk about when you're in the middle of doing a show. You know what I'm saying? I think you do. All right. The only true spectrum, yes. Fuentes and Jones are part of the same network. Whitney Webb, Joe Rogan, James Corbett. I mean, I wouldn't put Nick Fuentes with Alex Jones. I mean, Fuentes is really, really racial and really, really, really open about blacks and Jews, whereas Alex Jones is like trying to sell supplements, and his wife is Jewish and shit like that, and he's already made he's picked his side. He's picked his side. But like, so he came out with a statement regarding like Trump cutting off Netanyahu because Trump doesn't want us to go to war and da 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 da. So I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, the Overton window has moved and now we're allowed to talk about that, which to me is like it's just you're basically a coward. Okay, it's like, well, I'm just waiting for everyone else to signal to me what I can say or not. That's not freedom. That's not. And if you're gonna like be this like ballsy Texan guy, like, oh, freedom, yeah, freedom of speech, and then anyway, whatever, it's the usual shit. So let's move on. How's it going, Kent? Hey, Bree. Might be dropping in and out live. Hope you're having an amazing day. Well, I wouldn't call it that, but it's been a good day, a fairly good day, a better day. What's in the syringes? Now, that's a smart question. So, way earlier in the story, let's see if I can pull the pages up, maybe. Hold on, give me 10 seconds. Come on, buddy. So I have there's I'm about 100 pages into this, and the pages are all kind of scattered. So I can't just like pull the one out that I want to show you. All right, so I'll just tell you. So it's a serum that's like a mind control serum, and they earlier in the story, this bad guy here, he used it on one of the scientists to make sure that the scientist was like, oh, I don't want to go through with the CERN program and let the Noahide demon onto Earth, and so they zapped him with the serum, and and then like, oh yeah, whatever you want, all hail Noahide. It basically turns you into a cult member. So, but the idea of the shots, the serum, mind control, all of that is kind of echoing COVID. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of an analogy for COVID vaccines, like that whole fucking debacle that we went through. So it symbolically represents that like the mind control that it took to make everybody part of the cult of globalism. That you know what I mean. I don't need to go into depth on that. He's doing manga. Oh, you stop it with the manga stuff, you son of a gun. You manga waffen represent. Actually, I think I'm gonna have to embrace the manga waffen. That I like. So long as it's got a waffen behind it, I can get in front of it or whatever. Anyway, that 17-year-old from Asia still coming around. Oh my God, which one are we talking about? I mean, I get a ton of like young people, even though I tell YouTube. This show is not for kids. But I had a theory the other day. I was like, you know what? I think YouTube is intentionally like bringing young people into the chat or whatever, for whatever nefarious reasons. It's a little paranoid. It's a little paranoid to think like that. But on the second thought, though, there's a story about the feds creating a fake. It's like a fake Nazi group, and then that group. I don't know. I forget. We talked about blackmail and extortion, where they somehow got girls to do dirty videos, and then they were trying to use those videos to extort money from the girls, and then. But see, none of this. They weren't Nazis. They were FBI agents pretending to be Nazis, and trying to like honeypot, right wingers into this group. So, and then later, like the FBI started investigating this Nazi group, which was another FBI group. So, like the shit that goes on, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty fucking whacked out, And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if some kind of shit like that is going on. Like the one girl was saying, "Oh, I want to send you treats," and I'm like, "How?" I'm like, "Well, give me your address," and I'm like, uh, "No can do." So I know that's pretty rough because I'm very nice to her and I think she's legit, but like, this is how paranoid I am. I don't want to be paranoid, but that kind of spooked me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Wouldn't you be spooked? I don't know. Oh, I could be wrong. No, I don't know. What else is going on? So yeah, the zeitgeist or whatever, like this just seems to be a shift. Um, I mean, everybody's so black pilled that nobody wants to be like, oh yay, we're winning. We're all like, no, we're watching. We're being vigilant right now. We're trying to see where is this gonna go. You know what I mean? Like this Trump Israel Netanyahu thing. Where's it gonna go? So then there's another word that Trump says that he's going to declare. What do you call it? The Palestine a state or something like that. It's like that. If that's true, that's pretty huge. It's not the music I can hear. Some kind of white noise, like some kind of connection issue. Bass blacks, the exception, not the rule. Obviously, you live near a train. I hear a train. Oh Jesus! Fuck, man. What am I supposed to do? Jesus. Damn it, man. This really fucking pisses me off. I'm trying to figure out, like, I know. I mean, I'm trying to keep my head in the game here with my work, and I have the slightest fucking idea how to make that sound go away. I don't even know where it's coming from. Coof boosters, yeah. The Rain, the same network, like wrestlers in the same promotion. They mention each other and keep each other relevant, cross paths. Rogan, Webb, Corbett, Jay Dyer. It is it's a big pool, and they're all swimming in it, kind of thing. 17-year-old kids. We had an 11-year-old yesterday. I know. Are you talking about the Patriot Front? No, that's not what I'm talking about. Anybody underage smart to stay away. Yeah, you can't be in this movement and not gain some paranoia. It's become a survival strategy. True. There's been an entire white nationalist record labels created by feds for honeypot. That's just so fucked up, dude. Like the effort they put into this specifically white nationalists, you know, like, why not black nationalists? Why not Muslims, for fuck's sake? Hey, answer that one. Why not Muslims? Why are you not honeypotting Muslims? You fuckers. It's like, no, let's go after our own people. It's fucking, I mean, they're literally the enemy, you know? They're just demented. There's a movie called MK Ultra. I don't recommend it because it's disturbing, but it's a what do you call it? Like a fictional film, but it kind of deals with these type of FBI style people and like um, the weird shit they do. I'll just put it that way. You know, there's always some kind of perversion and shit going on with that. I don't know why. I don't know what the deal is with that. Too much time on Epstein Island. Anyway, it's good to be paranoid, especially a single father. Alcoholics here. Hey, great to have you back, buddy. The audio isn't that bad. Finish the show. The sound isn't that bad. Keep going. Okay, noise remains old-timey film projector. Welcome back to the 1950s where Donald Kent is going to be drawing some real fine-looking comic books, ladies and gentlemen. So now for a word from our sponsor. So that was my old-timey voice. How do you like that? Look up Ray Hill. Why? Who is Ray Hill? Funny you mentioned Poole. Tim's in the club. Oh, he's totally on the Jew side. Scrouter says a sometime deputy leader of the British movement and member of British National Party. Hill also secretly worked for Searchlight in feeding information about groups' activities. Oh, it's very nice. So there it is. I mean, there it is. You know, there's just so much of that shit. You know, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. Probably zoom in on this for you a little bit. Yeah, what am I gonna say? I don't know. Scroll up, yeah, infiltration, control op, etc. It's everywhere, and why would they look at the resources they have? Yeah. Oh, there it is, and there you go. The film projector is very Barty O'Rooney. I have a great uncle that uses that phrase. I think it means classy or expensive. That's curious. I don't think I've ever heard that phrase. Maybe it's like the end scene of The Shining, where you close up on the photograph of the Overlook Hotel, And then you see Jack Nicholson in the middle of it there from like the 1920s or something. Another Jewish director. How is your director? So he is out of the country right now traveling. He's doing fine. He's just on a trip out of the country. So he's he'll be back, you know. The latest is that he's trying to get me the script so that I can rehearse the lines of the dad character. So I did ask him, like, and I think I might have told you guys, like, if you could pick any actor to play this father role, who would it be? And he said Harry Dean Stanton. I'm like, wow, that's not at all who I envisioned for this, you know. But the thing of it, though, and it's really an expression of the director and his taste. He just likes the truth, the authenticity of like, just he wants things to be real, you know. And Harry Dean Stanton is very, very, very real, you know. Like he's carries himself in a certain kind of way that's like you get. I think if you know his work, you'll know what I'm talking about. Good stuff. It's coming together. Stanton's a Jew. Everybody's a fucking Jew in Hollywood. I mean, it's insane, dude. I mean, it's so insane. It like I don't know. I'd say like at minimum 90% of Hollywood is Jewish. At minimum, you know what I'm saying? It's really it fucking infuriates me, man. It's like just can never get around it, you know. Good actor though. Yeah, yep. Hollywood is gay or Jewish or both. That's is the best description anyone could ever give. Yeah, yeah. I saw a documentary where they're talking about Metro Goldwyn Mayer, which is like one of the early, you know, film companies, and about the Jews that put it together, basically. Like I don't know their names or whatever, but like and how they changed their name. Like, and when Jaime Grablerstein came to California, he changed his name to blah 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 blah.